So Dejean's already one of the best tacklers we have. 5 tackles. You know what I'm saying? 3 solo tackles and a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, how he answered, all of our wishes. About wide receiver 3 and things of that nature. I have mixed feelings on it. So without further ado, we're gonna fly on into it. So as we know, Jahan Dotson is a Philadelphia Eagle. I have mixed feelings. Obviously, part of me is, happy or however that he's a Philadelphia Eagle. Um, I would have them, invested the, resources in the defense, pass rusher, something like that. But at the very same time, I do have a lot of positive takeaways from that. Um, Jahan Dotson last year, he had 83 targets for 49 receptions, 518 yards for 4 touchdowns, and on average, he had a 10.6 on average. I think last year was like 10 point something, and then his first year was like 12 point something. But either way, I mean, I don't think there's been a good quarterback there in a long time. So, I mean, that definitely has something to do with it. Last year alone, he went through like what, 3 or 4 different quarterbacks, Sam Howell, and then who else? Um, so, I mean, when you factor that in, there's also the fact that to prove that it was a garbage quarterback type of situation, he's on like the list of wide receivers with most interceptions when targeted over the last 2 years. Devontae Adams on the list, Gabe Davis is on the list, obviously Dobson's on the list, Mike Evans is on the list, Hopkins is on the list, Tyler Boyd is on the list. Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, and Hopkins. I mean, they may not be the greatest of all time, this, that, or the third, or however anymore. They may not be in their prime. But they're not scrubs. They can catch a ball. So I mean, a lot of that has to do with the quarterback. I mean, do any of them really have exceptional quarterbacks or however out of the ones I just named? Devontae Adams, Dotson, Mike Evans. Um, or Hopkins. I mean, do any of them have like any notable, respectable quarterback? I mean, I don't think so. Um, some more positive takeaways. Like I said, he has 2 500-yard seasons, less than 100 targets on each of them. That would be perfect for a wide receiver 3 type of role. Um, he has good yards after carry, 12.4 average. So the 10.6 was last year. Then average for like 2 years in general, yeah, it was like 12.4 over the 2 years that he's been in the league. He can catch, he can create separation. He only missed 5 games his rookie season. Last year, he played all 17 games. Obviously, I don't think they made the playoffs, so I mean, that kind of explains that. But yeah, I mean, everybody knows that Howie Roseman fleeced the Commanders and whatnot because it was only for like 2 sevenths and a third. And for Johan Dotson, that's a steal. A third and 2 sevenths for a fifth and Johan Dotson. Pretty freaking good if you ask me. Um, and again, I really don't think, we gave up too much, all things considered, for what we're getting. The wide receiver 3 question is fixed. As of right now, it is fixed. He played 17 games last year, you know what I'm saying, to make up for the 5 games missed his rookie season. But even then, garbage quarterback, probably putting him in bad positions, things of that nature. I mean, obviously at face value, I mean, 3 first-round pick receivers, I mean, starting, all are good, I mean, obviously AJ's, solidified. Um, Devontae Smith is solidified. He proved himself, obviously that's why he got locked down. And then, whatchamacallit, Johan Dotson is locked down for up to 3 years, and he's pretty solid based on what we've seen, even then with the crappy freaking quarterback. Y'all, even if you're not an Eagles fan, y'all can say whatever y'all want or however about Jalen, but y'all can at least admit this, he's not a scrub. He's not Sam Howell or Will Levis or however the case may be. He's not what's his name? I'm not even gonna lie, he did beat us in the regular season. Uh Played for the Jets. Zach Wilson, yes, yes, yes. he's not Zach Wilson in terms of quarterback skill wise. I don't know how the heck they beat us or however last year, however, but either way, it's a new year and all that good stuff. In my opinion, the only bad thing, however, that I've heard about the trade is that he's supposedly soft and doesn't want to compete. But again, I mean, compared to what we've seen out of all the other wide receiver three candidates, he's the only one out of the wide receiver three candidates that can create separation and that can like really catch good and all that. I mean, he's the best looking one like off tops or however. So I mean, he's already pretty much easily got the job. I mean, I think that they'll try to put him in on preseason. I hope we get to see him tomorrow. I hope. Um, but I don't know. Next up, the Eagles are also linked to Kareem Hunt, an insurance piece or however. Um, the only link for like a defensive player is like Randy Gregory or however. But I mean, he's not a 8 to 10 sack guy or however. Hopefully, we can get, like Khalil Mack or however, because he was heck of showing love to Vic Fangio, saying that, he's like really smart and all that good stuff or however. But yeah, like I said, I mean, until I see otherwise, I really do think we need another pass rusher, an 8 to 10 sack guy, things of that nature, or like a pretty darn good running back, not running back, linebacker that can help Devin White. Um, because I mean, I do believe in Jeremiah Charter, but he might need a couple years or however. And it's win now. That, like, in my opinion, that's like the main reason why I have mixed feelings about it or however. Yeah, sure, you gotta solidify your bigger strength, the offense, things of that nature. But at the same time, you gotta give the defense a fair shot to stop the other good teams in the league. We're not the only ones that are loaded up on offense. We're not the only ones. I mean, Tyreek Hill, he ain't washed. I mean, Jalen Waddle, I mean, he's pretty much in his prime. You know what I'm saying? Um, the list goes on. And then obviously, you got the Ravens, who will face in the regular season, and every win matters. Every possible win matters. I mean, there's no guarantee, how we'll start off or however it's possible, 0-2 or however, Green Bay's a very talented team. And, I mean, I just don't believe we have the pass rush to get through and take enough pressure off the linebackers and off the safeties, so they can actually get good and actually have time and, to learn, what I'm saying, so they can actually play good, initially and, be able to afford to make a little bit of mistakes. But if they're just Swiss cheese, like absolutely no chance, like they need a couple years, then yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to need, some moves, to be made or however. And again, all the money being spent on offense, don't waste that or however you can. Oh, let's just see what we have. No, you don't waste all that money on offense ever just to see what you have on defense. No, you need a Super Bowl capable defense. And even then, like the only really teams that in terms of like having to worry about stopping really is the Ravens and the Chiefs. Mahomes, since he is a generational talent, he's proved that fair and square, multiple MVPs, multiple Super Bowl MVPs, multiple rings, etc. That's our main worry. You know what I'm saying? Because his worst year has been an AFC championship. Our worst year has been bounced out in the first round. And he's at least been in the league 4 or 5, 6 years, something like that. In terms of Patrick Mahomes, I'm pretty sure he's been in the league even longer than Jalen Hurts or however. I'm pretty sure he has. I'm pretty sure he's like 29, like 28, 29, and then Jalen's like 26, 27, something like that. But anyways, yeah, it's definitely win now. Like examples of that. You know what I'm saying? Added Saquon Barkley, added a legit wide receiver three as of now, added a good offensive coordinator. Uh, Drafted a couple offensive pieces or however. Dylan McMahon. I think he's definitely a pretty darn good center. However, um, and I Smith. He has potential. Will Shipley. Um, he definitely has a lot of potential. Um, that as well as the undrafted free agents, Trevor Keegan. I mean, he's definitely been a standout. He's definitely been playing. Above his expectations or however. So I mean, like I said, you got Keegan, you got McMahon, you got Anaya Smith, you got Will Shipley. I mean, I think all of those guys are just playing, above their pay grade. I think we did, get steals or have, because they're looking better than I thought they'd look. I thought they'd be like, oh, they're just, standard college guys, probably not even make the team. But, they're all looking freaking ridiculously good, I mean, and a lot of them, are going against our ones and twos or however. So, I mean, for Will Shipley to get past guys and, things of that nature, I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of them are exceeding expectations. So, definitely a good, draft class. But even then, I wish that, more pass rushers are however in the draft. I understand Cooper Dejean and all that, but it's their first year and injuries, things of that nature. And piggybacking off that, I'm gonna finish out the video by saying, what's on the defense isn't like what we have right now on the defense is not enough. Let me explain why. On the defense, on the defensive line, you got Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. They're stars. I'm not saying nothing bad about them. I have full belief in them. You know what I'm saying? But they need help. Can't just be, 2-on-4. Can't expect them to go 2-on-4 the whole time. Um, Huff. I'm gonna listen to what Vic Fangio said. Fangio, the guy that's coaching him or however, he's not ready. He's developing. He's coming along nice and all that, but that's not there. He's not. He didn't. I haven't heard him not once say, "Oh yeah, he's ready." Blah blah blah. He's gonna have a good year. Blah 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 blah. He doesn't sound very confident in his abilities. That's how Vic Fangio sounded. He didn't really sound too, confident in his abilities. Sweat 50-50. BG, I don't know exactly how big his role is going to be. Is he going to have a farewell type season? It feels like it, but I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen a single game being played, so I don't know. In terms of the linebackers, I mean, Devin White, N'Kobe Dean, Zach Bond, I mean, 50-50. I mean, they'll kind of have to prove it in their own way, or however. Zach Bond, he can play the position, but he's mainly a special teams guy, or however, he can start, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of how good of a starter he'll be, I mean, has anyone seen the Green Bay game yet? I mean, because I haven't. Um, Darius Slay, I mean, I kind of think he's washed. I'm keeping my same energy on that. I think he's washed. Lucky interception in training camp. I mean, Hurt said it best. It's about time. Um, Isaiah Rogers, 50-50. I mean, have y'all seen him play in NBA? Have y'all seen him play in an NFL game yet? I haven't. Keely Ringo, I mean, again, 50-50. We don't even know what the 53-man roster is going to be or however. And, essentially there's too many there's too many question marks on the defensive side. The only really exclamation marks are Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. Like, those are the only guys I'm like, heck yeah, they're going to have a big year, but they just need help. Huff, I'm like, oh, dang, Vic Fangio said he's not ready. Dang, I mean, he's been doing it 20, 30 years, and he gets paid to coach the team, and you know what I'm saying? And part of that is talking with the media and being honest with them or however, and he said that he's not ready. All we've heard is he's progressing good, but he's not there yet. That's concerning for a $54 million guy, about $17 million a year. That is absolutely concerning. Absolutely concerning. So, let me see. What else do I got? Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I mean, I just think we need one more pass rusher. I think that if we had one good enough pass rusher that was good enough, 8 to 10 sack guy, that could help everybody else out, then I mean, most of those questions would disappear or really not matter. I mean, if he can fleece for Dockett, I mean, not Dockett, for Dotson, Pickett, you know what I'm saying, and all of the other fleecings he's done over the years, then he can fleece for a legit pass rusher. It's just a matter if he wants to. If you can do something once, you can do it again. It's literally that simple. 1 + 1 = 2. There's 32 teams in the uh, in the NFL, obviously, and out of all of those teams, there's got to be one that has 7, 8 guy. Heck yeah, in this scheme, we'll play him 30% of the time, so he's more fresh. Heck yeah, and when we do play him, he pretty much gets a sack every time. Heck yeah, or at least that's how it feels, pretty much. And then, throughout 17 games, he plays like, 9 or 10 for us or however. And then, he gets like 6, 7, 8 sacks, something like that. 8 or 9 million. It's not bad. He can figure something out. How he, calculating the cord batting calculations. You know what I'm saying? He can do it. If he can fleece for Kenny Pickett, if he can fleece uh, for Dotson, etc. You know what I'm saying? Then, and he even fleeced the whole Carson Wentz deal, all the stuff that turned into. Um, but yeah, I mean it's win now. It's not win later. However, that's the energy, that's the vibe. However, I mean bringing in all the offensive talent and you know what I'm saying, drafting what you did. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you're trying to gear up for a championship. You just need one more pass rusher. And that's the main thing. I love my Eagles. I'm not anyway trying to hate or however. I love my Eagles. I just feel like we're so close. We're so close to having like that. Okay, heck yeah, I feel pretty good. You know, if everyone stays healthy, you know what I'm saying? But even then, I mean, even if everyone's, as of right now, even if everyone stays healthy, I feel like that's still not enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we still just need one more pass rusher. That's like the one last thing that I feel like we need. One more pass rusher, and then I feel like heck yeah, if we stay healthy, we'll be good. But yeah, as of right now, what we have is simply not enough. You know, Howie Fleeceman, you know what I'm saying? He got it. So the Flying Frenchman finally makes his debut that we've all been waiting for, and he did not disappoint. He already made an instant impact. He's already one of the best tacklers we have. Now I don't know how much that's saying or however, but I mean, from what we've seen so far, Bradbury's still missing tackles. You know, everyone else, still is yet to be seen in the regular season, but Bradbury, I mean, he's doing Bradbury things. You know, I mean, you can count on him to do that. They did it just last year. You know what I'm saying? With age and all that good stuff. I mean, time is not on his side. But back to Dejean, I think he had like 5 tackles, something like that, a tackle for loss, things of that nature. We started off slow. To all the Dejean haters, I'm not going to rant too much about it, but at the same time, Nolan Smith is butt cheeks. Not gonna say a bust or however, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna overreact just yet or however. Initially, you know what I'm saying? I did say that, but I retract my statement, but he is trash. He is trash as of right now. I'm not gonna say a bust or however, I take that back. I did say that or however in private discussions or however the case, but he is at the very least butt cheeks. So that being said, or however, I mean, I honestly like what I seen from Dejean, or however, more than what I've seen, from what you call it, Nolan Smith. Um, so next thing I want to talk about in terms of the game, I mean, obviously, we lost. It was pretty bad. It didn't really look like anyone wanted to be there. It was really just to see Dejean or however. But again, I don't think he disappointed. He started off slow. I give you that. But overall, I mean, he can tackle. You know what I'm saying. I mean, obviously, he's going to get his speed back, and he's going to get back into rhythm and all that good stuff. So I don't think that's anything to worry about. I just think it's possibly rookie jitters or something like that. Possibly. Uh, Possibly, like he's still getting his bearings back, still learning the playbook. You know what I'm saying? Or just could be because he's a rookie. But even then, he flashed a lot more than a lot of the other guys. I mean, tackling wise, I mean, again, even considering linebackers and other corners or however the case, excluding D linemen, you know what I'm saying? Just linebackers and other people in the secondary. I mean, I think he's one of the best out there in terms of just tackling, missing or making a tackle, you know what I'm saying? Coverage and all that yet to be seen. But in terms of, if someone's in front of him, he'll make the tackle. He's a, we're already seeing it. If somebody's in front of him, there you go. You don't have to have speed or whatever to do that. If someone's right in front of you, just wrap them up, take them down. You know, any tackle coach will teach you that. Um, but yeah, last year I was a little too patient and a little, oh yeah, we're 10-1 or however. So this year, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Super Bowl or bust. I mean, if we don't win a Super Bowl, it's not good enough. I'm sorry. It's win now. It's not just oh yeah, go to the first round and then get bounced out, or oh go to the NFC Championship, come so close, and then everyone just gets older, however, and then even more wear and tear on their body, and then you have to get younger and on defense or however, and a significant pick, you know what I'm saying? Um, but overall, final takeaways from the game, not to ramble too much. Final takeaways, I thought Cooper DeJean played, pretty okay. I thought that was like the biggest takeaway. I thought he played, pretty good. Not okay, but yeah, I honestly thought he played pretty good, honestly. Nolan Smith, I didn't really see anything. Again, Kenny Pickett, certified butt cheeks. I mean, no really news article really necessary for that. Um, I mean, Jeremiah Trotter, he continued the flash. I mean, I think, people are going to want him starting by like week 10, whenever he makes plays or however. Like, man, how is he not, having at least some sort of rotation or however. Um, but yeah, I mean, looked like, that they just really only wanted to see Dejean or however, and then they already kind of knew everyone else. And then, does Paris Campbell even get a spot? I mean, with Dotson, you know what I'm saying? I mean, would you guys rather have Dotson, or would you guys rather have Paris Campbell? Not saying on the roster, but I'm just saying simply at the three. And then at the four, I mean, I honestly like Johnny Wilson because, I mean, you know, but overall, yeah, I mean, I think those are my biggest takeaways, or however. Ultimately, not a lot to talk about. Obviously, Saquon didn't play, Jalen didn't play, Jalen Carter and them, they didn't really play. Things of that nature. So, yeah, things gonna do for today's video and things of that nature. Um, I just really love my Eagles, you know what I'm saying? I'm just really passionate. I want us to win Super Bowl rings, you know what I'm saying? We've had, three generational type quarterbacks walk through the building somewhat in their primes or in their primes. Michael Vick, or however you can make the argument, oh, dog fighting or whatever, came back or however, not in his prime, but you can make whatever hopscotch I say he's in his prime or however the case, he was concentrated and all that or however. He was capable of winning a Super Bowl. I don't care. He was capable of doing it. Donovan McNabb, that's another. Uh, whatchamacallit, Randall Cunningham, that's another. You know, those are three generational quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying, that are probably NFL Hall of Famers or however the case, because I don't know if Michael Vick's made it yet, because he officially retired in like 2015, 2016. I'm pretty sure you have to like stay retired for like 8, 9, 10 years or something like that, or however. Like we already know Tom Brady's gonna, be a Hall of Famer or however, but yeah, I know there's like some sort of delay or however the case may be, and since he was still technically active in like 2015, 2016 for the Steelers or however briefly, I think that was his last team. But anyways, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I know Randall Cunningham is, I mean, and then I know Donovan McNabb is absolutely a Hall of Famer, an NFL Hall of Famer, absolutely. Um, But yeah, like I said, with all the generational quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying, LaShawn McCoy, you know what I'm saying, Brian Westbrook, you know what I'm saying, you've had run game, you've had quarterbacks, you've had guys that can, dual threat or however that are good enough to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, we just couldn't get over the hump or however the case in history, except for one time. And with all that generational talent, you got to start getting rings. You're consistently getting generational talent. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, though that's generational talent. I don't care. Whether they use it or not, you know what I'm saying, is up to them. But they have generational talent within them. You know what I'm saying? They have generational um, potential. They may not be generational yet or however, but I mean, they have the ability to become that. So, like I said, sorry guys for ranting or however. I know I always pick the bad times at the end of the videos or however. I just love my Philadelphia Eagles. I bleed green, you know what I'm saying? I've been watching as far back as I can possibly remember. Like I said, Donovan McNabb, Carson Wentz, in most recent history or however the case, and everyone in everyone before, after, and whatnot. Even Bradford, you know what I'm saying? Foles the first go around or however, I believe it was in like 2013, something like that. Um, but yeah, like I said, I just love my Philadelphia Eagles, and if I'm too harsh on them or however, it's just because we've been so close too many freaking times to only have one. That's the main thing. I love my Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? I don't want another team. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fake fan or however. I'm as real as it gets or however. You know what I'm saying? And I just think if we had just had one more freaking pass rusher, you know what I'm saying, that'll take enough pressure off the linebackers or however. The pass rushers we do have would stay fresh, which would give them a maximum chance of success to make them look better than what they are. Because if you only play 30% of snaps, heck yeah, I'm fresh every single time I get out there. And then you get a sack. Get a sack. Hypothetically, to pause, no diddy. I know, just to be safe or however, but I'm just saying, I love the game of football, and, we've came too close too many times to winning the Super Bowl and not winning the Super Bowl. We've came too close too many times to only have one. But yeah, I think it's going to do it. Love my Philadelphia Eagles, like I said. Thank you guys so much for watching and all the support thus far. Like I said, I'm just really passionate about my team and love my Philadelphia Eagles. And, I want to give you guys my latest thoughts about the latest news possible and things of that nature. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to do it. God bless. Philly out. Peace.